Hi, my name is Blake Benavides, and I am going over the MCHAT screening tool that was assigned to us for class. We had to find a participant between 18 months to 4 years, and I ended up interviewing my supervisor at work. Actually, her name's Crystal Dorr, and I was talking to her about her son Lincoln, who is 1 year and 11 months. And when we were doing the screening, I was just asking her these basic questions. I've been around Lincoln for quite some time now, since I've been working there about 2 months approximately now. So I've been kind of aware with how he interacts. We're always around him every day, and so I just wanted to get her insight. And she actually told me, as a speech pathologist, when she would in the beginning, when she first became a speech pathologist, a lot of the pediatricians, when they would refer the children to therapy, they would actually provide the MCHAT just to do additionally later on in case, just the simple screening. So that was just one of the things I thought was pretty interesting that she told us. One of the things that I thought was really interesting about Miss Crystal Dorr was that she's already had an experience with autism with one of her oldest daughters. So she's already kind of been through the process of knowing what to look for. And so I thought that was kind of interesting in that aspect, that she was pretty aware with Lincoln, just the phases that he may go through and what to look out for in regards to autism, since she's already had a personal experience. One of the questions that was asked for our thing was, who were the participants? And it was Crystal Dorr. And then the next question was, how did the child score? Based on the results of me asking Miss Crystal these 20 questions, Lincoln scored as a low risk. Everything besides question 2, 5, and 12 were answered as a yes. 2, 5, and 12 were no. And in regards to the results listed on the MCHAT, was that based on those results, everything indicated that he was a low risk. One thing I thought was really interesting, being that Lincoln is 1 year and 11 months, when he does turn 2, it did suggest on here the screening again after his second birthday. So I told Crystal to just go ahead and look for that, just, double check and everything. Right now, the next question we talked about was how the parents felt. Crystal actually said that she felt like this MCHAT screening was good. She likes to, be aware, and that she's had personal experience with it. She knew what to look for. And so based off of all these questions, she answered them accurately with Lincoln, and a lot of them, were 100% positive. And like I said, it was just because she had that personal experience. One thing I learned from this MCHAT screening was question number, 5. It says, does your child make unusual finger movements near his eyes? And I thought that was kind of interesting, because it said, for example, does your child wiggle his fingers close to his eyes? I just thought that was kind of an interesting question to ask. I wasn't really sure about that, and how it kind of related to everything. And obviously, I'm sure it has to do with other things, because on there it said stuff about having a one finger rather than having a full grasp to point at something, which our OT explained that, that's what they instill anyways, is a single point rather than just reaching for something. So I'm sure there's something interesting with that as well. One thing I thought that could maybe improve about this MCHAT screening was maybe just on the scoring part on page, I don't know, this doesn't have a number, but this page right here, I thought that could have been bolded, so it would have been easier to indicate. I think one thing I was able to take advantage of was, being that I started this class about a week behind everybody else, I was able to watch our second video that our professor Balderas posted. So I already knew to double check and go through all the information and really understand what the pass-fail situation meant in regards to the yes-no. Had I done that prior, maybe I would have had a little bit more difficulty, but being that I did have that luxury, I was able to really identify and double check and make sure I was aware of the information before I did the screening with Crystal. But everything else, I feel like it could improve. Um, I did find though that I felt like the questions on pages like I think it was 6 through 25 that had the follow up flow chart. I thought that was very helpful because had I met with someone that wasn't familiar with autism or wasn't familiar with these type of questions or this form of test, maybe I would have had to provide her with more examples. And I definitely feel like that was a tool that I could have taken advantage of. But being, like I said, that Crystal had this past experience and had such a familiar background with this, that I really didn't have to worry about. But overall, Lincoln scored really well, and Crystal was very pleased, and she was very intrigued that I was taking this class and learning about the MCHAT, so she thought that was very positive and something that I could include in my future therapy and just be aware of the different types of things to look at for these young kiddos that I will be seeing. But I think that is all. Thank you.